What makes something funny? Humanity has wrestled with this question from the earliest prehistoric times. Some historians claim that comedy predates even language. But the earliest recorded joke was found in Babylon, in a piece of graffiti on the back of Hammurabi's code.
My camel has no nose. How does he smell? Terrible.
From these primitive beginnings, comedy grew into the noble tradition we know today. Miami Country Day has a long tradition of comedic theater.
Unlike most independent schools, Miami Country Day has always seen the value of comedy. Most independent schools perform only the classics, Shakespeare, Rodgers and Hammerstein, etc. But Miami Country Day has always sought to be different. In the school's very first year, 1938, under the direction of drama department chair Giuseppe D'Angelo, no relation, the very first Country Day comedy classic was held. Unfortunately, the first show was scheduled for February the 4th, the same day that Walt Disney released his very first animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Needless to say, the competition proved too much for the Country Day comedy classic.
With the failure of the 1938 show at the hands of the mighty Mickey Mouse, director Giuseppe D'Angelo was summarily dismissed. Some say that, mad with grief, he called on voodoo magic to curse the comedy show. Ever since, the comedy classic has never had an audience. Due to 74 amazing coincidences, the comedy classic has always been scheduled against major world and cultural events that kept the MCDS community away.
Thousands and thousands of West Germans come to make the point that the wall has suddenly become irrelevant.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
The Spartan Comedy Show has a long and storied history here at Country Day. Unfortunately, because of a bizarre set of scheduling coincidences, I've never actually seen the show, but I've always wanted it to do well.
The Country Day Comedy Classic, oh my gosh. Every year we look so forward to that, but nobody ever sees it. I can remember so many dates. 1969, for example, the sketch on Man on the Moon. They were going to do something with Woman on the Moon. It was going to be so funny. Everybody was looking forward to it, but nobody ever saw it. Mr. D'Angelo is saying, oh, the curse is unsubstantiated. Well, I don't know. I've been around a very long time, and I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I remember, I think it was in 1951, everybody was excited about it, and Catcher in the Rye had just hit the book stands. You know, J.D. Salinger, 1951, everybody rushed, oh, there was nobody there, they canceled the show. So something always seems to come up, so it's clearly cursed.
That was righteous.
86, I can think of all these wonderful shows and these people. I think it was 86, Heidi Greenfield, she was valedictorian. She had this great sketch going. I mean, they worked on it. It was really incredible. Valedictorian. It was going to be so funny. I think it was a whole spoof on valedictorians. Everybody was so anxious to see it. I mean, we were ready to cancel classes and we wanted to see it. We never saw it. I can remember in the early 60s, I don't know if you remember Lithgow Funeral Homes. They were all over. Dal and Don Lithgow were students here, and they were doing a funny sketch about funeral parlors. Everybody was excited about it. We never saw it. And the cameos, think about the cameos. We had Joe Robbie, he was going to be in one of the cameos. Anita Bryant, she was here. She was a mother of two students here, 1972, 73. Don Shula, when Don Shula's kids were here, oh my gosh, we knew he was going to be in Country Day's Comedy Classic. Maribel Morgan, both of her daughters, she was going to do a little walk-on. No show. Nobody ever saw it.
The new upper school administration of Mr. Glenn Turf became one of the biggest supporters of the Comedy Classic.
So since I became the director of the upper school in 2008, I really have wanted to become part of the Country Day Comedy Classic, but always because of scheduling conflicts, there was no way of participating. So actually, I'd love to try my hand at a joke right now if you have the time.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, right now. Right.
Yeah, sure.
You'll love it. You'll love it, I promise.
Okay.
So, ready? Where does a general keep his armies?
I don't know.
In his sleeveys.
You know, we're okay, actually. The big cast, everything. Thank you, though. Yeah.
Okay.
Even with administrative backing, the supposed curse kept audiences away. Finally, in a fit of desperation, drama director Chris D'Angelo sought the help of a witch doctor to help remove the curse.
The comedy cleansing ritual has a long history. There are stories of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello sacrificing a rubber chicken to take the curse off after a terrible show in Cleveland, Ohio. Unfortunately, Ohio has an obscure ordinance outlawing cruelty to fake animals, so the legendary comedic duo spent an evening in jail. The following show, of course, was sold out.
With the curse expelled, the future of the Comedy Classic looks bright.
Finally, I want to assure everyone in the Miami Country Day School community there is no such thing as a comedy show curse.